Hello, my name is Priya Groom. My student identification number is 300 38458. Today, me and my friends are going to present on congestive heart failure and holistic approach to achieve the quality of life and quality of dying. Um, our chosen scenario is regarding congestive heart failure, in which Mrs. C is a 63 years old Pacific Island woman who is obese and is now receiving palliative care to manage the advancing symptoms of the congestive heart failure. Mrs. C is care at home by her family and the multidisciplinary team, which includes general practitioner and clinical nurse. Mrs. C is not sleeping well as she is having panic attack, and the multidisciplinary team are having a 1 hour meeting and looking for better options. Congestive heart failure, it comes under cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease is believed to be one of the leading cause of non-communicable mortality and morbidity among different countries, which accounts for almost 25% of total death. However, by the year of 2030, it is believed that it will become the main cause of death worldwide. Heart failure, sometimes known as congestive heart failure, is a chronic medical condition in which the heart is not capable to pump the blood to the rest of the body and maintain a good blood circulation throughout the body, which eventually results in compensatory increase in pulmonary venous pressure, congestion, and tissue edema. The consequences of the heart failure can result in different malfunction and organ damage due to insufficient blood and oxygen supply. The most common etiology of congestive heart failure are hypertension and coronary artery disease. Other causes include congenital heart disease, heart tumor, lung disease, valvular heart disease, obesity, diabetes, smoking habit, and alcoholism. And also, it is common in older adults. In New Zealand, more than 7,000 Pacific people live with heart disease. Among five deaths from heart disease, two are found between the age group of 35 to 65. It is believed that Pacific women are 2.4 times more prone to have heart failure. The symptoms of congestive heart failure are breathlessness, fatigue and weakness, peripheral edema, nausea and vomiting, cardiac anorexia, which also means weight loss, depression and anxiety, and pain. And among these symptoms, we are going to talk about pain and look at the holistic approach to uplift the quality of life and quality of dying of our chosen scenario. Uh, Although fatigue and breathlessness are believed to be the commonest symptoms of heart failure, pain is considered as the most significant and challenging symptoms of heart failure. Pain syndromes in heart failure are not well described, but it is believed that heart failure and other underlying comorbidities contributes to the sense of pain. The pain assessment, prevalence, and the nature in heart failure studies have recognized other medical comorbidities are more likely to be associated with pain, which includes chronic joint disease, chronic back pain, anxiety, and depression. In addition, other studies have declared pain as a multifactorial problem which elevates with high psychosocial stressor and other medical problems in patients with heart failure. Chronic pain in heart failure affects the quality of life both directly and indirectly. Pain limits and decreases the physical functioning, social responsibility, involvement, and family life, and increases the psychological distress, which hampers their quality of life. The patient with heart failure experience pain in different parts of the body, such as head, neck, chest, stomach, and back extremities and joints. Among these, chest pain is the most commonest one and accounts one third of the patient experience it. The perception of pain differs from person to person. Pain is often elevated by high stress level, depression, shortness of breath, and fatigue. Symptoms of heart failure causes physical, psychosocial, spiritual burden This eventually affects the quality of life. Palliative care is therefore significant approach that helps to improve the quality of life of people living with life-threatening illness like heart failure. Palliative care and hospice care are often used interchangeably, which aims to uplift the quality of life and quality of dying. Palliative care deals with caring the patient with chronic illness, which emphasizes on effective communication, advanced care planning, shared decision-making process with the family, patient, and the care provider teams, and management of the physical, cognitive, psychosocial, and spiritual suffering. Palliative care in home or community setting helps to uplift the quality of care and better health outcomes, which includes reduction of hospital readmission. The palliative care for congestive heart failure patient can be provided by a wide range of multidisciplinary team of palliative, which includes palliative certified general practitioner, cardiologist, clinical nurse specialist, physiotherapy, social worker, caregiver, or home healthcare aides and speech therapists to manage the symptom, adverse effect, and the stresses. This team operates by increasing the communication flow, which includes individual case conferencing regarding the patient's health condition and a holistic approach to care, physical, psychological, social, and spiritual need health of the patient. The multidisciplinary team performs effective lymphatic drainage, which is in reduction of leg swelling and eventually reduce the pain. Uh, uh, Thank you. Now the rest portion will be continued by my friend Enina.
My name is Anina Shaju. My student ID is 300034161. My topic is about Tiara Wakapidi and the principles. It is actually about the principles and guidelines for the last days of life. It was introduced by the Ministry of Health in 2017, and this outlined the essential components and considerations required to promote quality care at the end of life care for all adults in New Zealand. It is a statement of guiding principles and components for the care of adults in the last days of life across all settings, including home, residential care facilities, hospitals, and hospice. In first part, it is about 7 principles, and second part includes components of care for people in their last days of life. Chiwari Tapawa. It is belonging to this part. This is a model belonging to this, and it is includes uh, four, four models. It is about mental health, family health, physical health, and spiritual health. Chiwari Tapawa is a model introduced by Dury in 1985. It is a holistic Maori model that compares health to the four walls or the cornerstones of a house. All four are required to maintain positive well-being. Then, when one of the cornerstone becomes damaged or is missing, the person or the collective may become unbalanced or unwell. Chiwari Tapawa can apply to the total well-being of the person as they approach the end of their life, as well as the total well-being of the family. The four cornerstones are here. First one is Titaha Tinana, which is good physical health. Titaha Hinengaro, which is mental health, inseparability of the mind and body, expressing thought, expressing thoughts and feelings. Titaha Vane, which is extended family health and wider social system, which is belongingness, sharing, and caring. Titaha Vairava is spiritual health, unseen and unspoken energies, faith, and spiritual awareness. I'm going to talk about physical health. Physical health is actually the capacity for physical growth and development. Good physical health is required for optimal development. Yeah, according to our scenario, the patient is actually affected by chronic heart failure. The heart failure has many symptoms. As the symptoms, the main one is the pain. The origin of pain may be cardiac or non-cardiac. The mechanisms such as emphysema and or inflammation, and the neuropathy in different region of heart may be the reasons for the pain. Pain is the main symptom which seek medical attention by the emergency department in hospitals, not only for the symptom relief, but also for the interference of pain with personal performance, and it resulted the anxiety and emotional distress. So the physical condition or the physical symptom may be later going to the psychological condition too, because the patient may be lead to anxiety and emotional distress. And how we can improve the physical health, uh, a comprehensive education and the involvement of the patient and the family support, family or the people, because we need to educate the patient and the family about the condition they have. Discourage the patient and the family members to quit smoking, because uh, smoking affects the condition of the patient into severe. And the pain management, a health providers can assess the pain using standardized tools and careful interviews, so we can manage the pain. And through opioids, opioids can use to control the pain in heart failure patient. And need to maintain an immune system, because immunity is an important one thing in the thing for heart failure patients. And need to avoid salt content food products, because in salt there is a sodium, which is one of the element which cause increase the fluid content, and it will be lead to the blood pressure rise, and it will be additional strain for the heart. So need to avoid the salt content food products, and moderate alcohol intake up to 1 to 2 give exercise training, provision of food and fluids. And high rate of CPR may lead to the take part of ventilation or insertion of feeding tube. It is especially on the last 3 days of life who are suffer from heart failure. And next part is mental health. The mental health is actually the capacity to communicate, to think, and to feel. Mind and body are inseparate. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions are integral components of body and soul. According to the scenario, the chronic pain of the patient can exert negative effects on psychological health. Worried about the health, social responsibilities in workplace and the family life. In mental health, they feel three illness mainly. That is, depression is very common condition in one of the three heart failure patients. They have feeling of limited life, difficulty of sticking treatment plan, and depending more caregivers. In panic disorders, feeling of extreme agitation and terror are often accompanied by dizziness and chest pains and shortness of breath and rapid heart rate. In anxious and frustrated, people who are extremely concentrated about the future are impossible to control their thoughts. And how we can improve the mental health, we can give social support and talk to patient, spend some more time to them, and rather than future thoughts, help them the patient to focus on the present thinkings. If the illness that like depression and anxiety may be severe, give psychotherapies. And what are the palliative team and services we can provide? Need to regularly visit by the palliative caregivers, uh, and they need to work as a multidisciplinary team. As a patient in the scenarios in the home, one important one is nurse, whose directed management programs can have a significant impact on patient with heart failure. Respiratory therapist is one of can for look after and follow a person who is having breathing problems, advise and teach on the use of oxygen and medication to help them with breathing and help to get oxygen at home for the person. And another one is dietitian. A dietitian can assist the nutrition, where we already say that the salt content, we can avoid these patients salt content dietary plan. And another one is doctor, who can came at any time if he is unwell. And another one is social worker. They can support the patient and the family if they have a face a range of emotions such as fear, anger, anxiety, and sadness, and hope hopeless. Palliative care social workers assist patients to achieve participants in the wound care to ask question, and in this scenario, the patient is a Pacific woman, so a social worker can help to take the decisions and to exercise choice about what is important to them as their priorities and to need living change. And a pharmacist can teach the person and family about the side effects of the medications, and a occupation therapist who promote well-being and quality of life through occupation and participate in the daily activities. And volunteers, they can sharing the time with people who are living with a life limited illness. So these are some of the palliative care team members uh, who can accompany and to give a good palliative care for the patient.
Hello, my name is Tamanna Guru. My student identification number is 300311896. Now I'm going to continue the rest of the portion, spirituality. In the context of palliative care, the role of spirituality is as a way for the patient to find meaning in life, reducing suffering and improving well-being. That means some people believe that the spirituality could be expressed in religious terms through a relationship with a god or other higher power, or it can also be expressed non-religiously through belief and values, relationship, nature, art, or music. Including spirituality in palliative care is mandated by international policy and guideline. For example, the Hospice New Zealand standard for palliative care requires spirituality to incorporate into the palliative care. The definition of spiritual care is in palliative care is defined as assisting people to connect or reconnect to practice things and ideas that are at the core of the being and gives the meaning in the life. It is about health professional meeting a patient at a level of spirituality they are comfortable with and implementing care that suits the unique spiritual need of the patient. uh, as our patient scenario patient has a pain, so spiritualities and pain, while assessing different aspects like the biological, psychological and social aspect of pain, it is important to identify the spiritual factor that may cause pain in patient. Some patient believe that their pain are as a punishment from their higher power because of something they have done in their life. The Pacific and the Pacific people are deeply religious, and my scenario's patient is a Pacific Iceland woman. So therefore, the reason behind the spiritual reason maybe that the that should be identified. To identify the spiritual need, the following tools can be used, like using FICA spiritual history tool, which means the F means faith and belief, what provides you with meaning in life. Do how spirituality belief that help you cooperate with stressor. I means importance and influence. Do you feel spirituality in an important aspect of your life? Does spirituality influence your healthcare decisions? C means community. Are you part of spirituality or religious community? And N means address and action. There are different coping strategies suitable for the pain, that are religion, meditation, prayer, family, friends, music, art, writing something, nature, passion, and hobbies. The role of health professional. Health professional should always display empathy, warmth, and compassion when interacting with the patient and their family. While these values are not inherently spiritual, they are necessary prerequisite for the provision of spiritual care. The display of these values enhance rapport and communication between health professional and the patient, thereby ensuring spiritual interventions are implemented appropriately in line with the patient desire. If the patient does not have religious beliefs, the mindful interventions such as meditation, yoga, and massage can be carried out by the health professional. And the religious that meet dimension to their spirituality, it is important to care to the religion beliefs. Patient should have access to religious leader and member of their religious community, the ability to perform religious rituals, and access to religious text. Health professions that may involve in providing spiritual care are nurse, general practitioner, and social worker. Sociality. Social support is very important in improving well-being and to improve the health outcome of the patient. Social support include various dimensions like emotional support, which is being empathetic and understanding, having a positive effects on encouraging the expression of feeling, providing aids and assistance such as transportation support, including in that involves offering information, guidance, and advice, and providing love and support to the patient. uh, the social support keeps a person in good mood, maintain the quality of life of the patient and meaningfulness of life by helping them cope more effectively with their suffering and make them valued and care of. As my patient has the pain and panic attacks, which arise the panic attacks, so in their suffering, the involvement of family members and their friends may be very helpful um, for her. Moreover, it is said that when there is more social support to the patient, he or she can suffer from less pain and better their general well-being. Likewise, health professional, which can be involved in social for improving the social health, maybe the social worker, caregiver, psychologist, physician, nurse, social worker, pharmacist, and other as needed. Role of health professional in providing social care, that may be providing the knowledge to the patient by providing the treatment plans, assessing the psychological need of the patient and the family, so that the physical, emotional, and spiritual and social needs can be determined. And health professionals would focus on the code of ethics, such as by maintaining the dignity of the patient, beneficiaries, autonomy in the palliative care, which is very important. And arranging the meeting with the family members, how the care can be, and to form the plan with the decision of family members for quality of life and quality of death and dying process of the patient. To conclude, we have talked about the patient scenario, specific symptoms, and about Tiferet Tafava. The different dimension of Tiferet Tafava includes physical, mental, spiritual, and social health, and the role of the health professional. Thank you.